So, Auntie Sister,
Hi, yeah.
today I wanted to make a quick vlog, a video log about the stock market and how changes in the stock market can really impact people's everyday lives.
Very interesting.
And, the last few days we've seen a lot of precariousness and volatility in the markets. The traders are
True.
scared. Stocks have been way down the last few days, and basically it looks like we're headed towards a depression. Whether it happens this week or it happens in a few years, the economy is very unequal. The planet is basically melting down because of global warming, so we're headed towards a rough time. And I didn't want to sugarcoat any of that, but I did want to ask you, as someone who lived through the Great Depression of the 1930s, what was it like, and what did your family, our family, do to cope with being in the Great Depression?
Well, it was very, very sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I had friends that didn't have food, and my mother would pack and we'd deliver
Mm-hmm.
to some of our very close friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just very sad.
It's very
Yeah.
sad.
Yes, and some people didn't have anyone, and it was very difficult to bring up a family at that time.
So would you say that sticking together and looking out for one another is a good strategy in these hard times?
Yes, I do. You can't just not notice when someone needs something badly.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be any problem for those who have much more than the average person.
Well, unfortunately, right now, the opposite is true. Under the mythology of capitalism,
Oh, true.
they say selfishness is a virtue. And it's gotten to the point where the 6 richest people on the planet have as much wealth as the bottom half of the world's population.
Very sad story.
Yes, it is. It's a tragic story, and it has a tragic ending.
It certainly will and should not happen.
So, I
To
think... Well, what were you going to say?
The way of life of some and how they can look around and not notice what's going on.
Right. I think, the stock market is kind of like a charade
True.
that the rich can look at, and they can place their bets and make
True.
enormous amounts of money.
Yeah,
But when it tanks, who pays the price?
the poor.
Every
And
time.
they don't notice.
Mm.
Something has to be done.
I'm wondering how, as a culture and as a society, we can shift our investments and our way of thinking about value from money and stocks and capital to actually just investing in the things that everybody needs to survive.
There has to be a way because some people are hardworking but just don't get the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many children that need food, clothing, and shelter. The
Right.
3 necessities.
I would say another necessity is just having a planet that's healthy enough to live on.
True.
If you live on a toxic planet, the atmosphere is melting down. I mean, you can't have a good life on a dead planet.
No, you can't.
And right now we have Donald Trump as the president of the United States Empire, and his whole cabinet is stacked with the heads of industry, oil executives, Wall Street executives.
And they don't understand the average person.
They don't, and they're slashing tax rates for the richest people and the richest corporations.
True. And that's why they're where they're at.
Exactly. So, as just one alternative in terms of shifting our mindset in what we value and what we invest in,
True.
as you may know, at the house here in so-called Braintree, we've issued these CARE shares, which are care-backed investment notes. These are checks that Auntie Sister wrote me for caregiving over the years, which we've reminted into CARE shares, which would basically be a way for people to invest in this caregiving art intervention, history intervention in so-called Braintree. And basically we're offering them very reduced prices for working class people, for women, femmes, non-binary people, and for people of color, people who've been colonized by the empires that are responsible for capitalism and global warming. So this is just one alternative, but I'm sure there's many, many, many alternatives that people could come up with to invest in real things that make people's lives better.
True. It has to. It has to happen.
So I just want to say thank you for your perspective. And
you're more than welcome.
Until next time, peace.